guys out there. So come on in, get comfortable. We're gonna see what messages that we get for you guys. Okay. Keep in mind that these are general messages, so don't try and make it fit. If it's your story, it's your story. If it's not, then it's not. Okay? Just that simple. Yes, this one doesn't want to light anymore. And I don't know where to put the other one. Oh, here it is. Alright guys, so once again, this is for Leos. Just cleaning the space. I'm actually being guided to use this deck. For you guys, I have 2 decks that I'm going to be focusing on. And then if I have a need for it, I'll use the tarot deck, okay? I don't know which one to go first. This one? Okay. Alright. Leos. Alright, life purpose just fell out. You might want to read scripture again. Anything you put God in the middle of, bless it and move on. That's the whole point of the crucifixion. But that's a personal choice. If this isn't for you, my dear, you shouldn't be on it if it goes against your spirit. I suggest exiting the room. Leo. If that was the case, every one of us have sinned, which, by the way, we have. Thank God for the grace of His mercy. Alright, so Leo, so we're starting out with your crown chakra, which is your life purpose. And your South Tower has prosperity. So some of you guys are trying to find your way, going through something right now. You're rediscovering what it is you're supposed to be doing here. And in doing so, it's helping you understand why it is you're on this earth. It's not just about a physical work that you have to do here. There's something spiritual that you're discovering about yourself. Most people think that, oh my God, we're on earth. We have to live here. We have to work here. And that's all we do. We eat, we work, we provide, and then we go home. Each one of us has a spiritual purpose, which is why we're created individually and differently. And yet, in the same way, we're still the same. So, that being said, Spirit is trying to teach you something right now in regards to what you're supposed to be doing in terms of your spiritual purpose in life. And that's what I'm seeing for your crown chakra. This is talking about you expanding, learning. There's some sort of wisdom that you're gaining from this. If you look at this, the tree is as above and so below. So something is growing in your mind, but it's also teaching you something by you having to go through some sort of shadow period in your life. It's like going through trials and tribulations. They don't come to break you down. They come to test your spirit and to actually help you learn through going through certain things. Like, some people think that you can tell somebody something and they get it, but you can, but the only way to truly know something is to kind of live it yourself. It's giving like a life energy. Like, some sort of experience you're going through, Leo, is helping you understand something on a deeper level, where it's not just in your mind, you're understanding it wholeheartedly. There's one thing to know something from your mind, but when you know it and in your heart and your spirit, like, it's solidified in that way, and that is a truth that is undeniable. Now, your challenge is prosperity. Some of you guys might be feeling as if you're struggling to survive certain challenges in your life right now. You might be feeling like you're losing. That's not the case from what I'm seeing here, because again, there's a positive and a negative. It depends on how you look at a situation. Like, your belief is going to literally manifest inside of your life, which is why it's very important for you to be able to kind of see things from looking outside of the box instead of putting yourself in a box, because now you're entrapping yourself and stopping yourself from growing and evolving. Growth doesn't happen when you stay still in one place. Growth is constantly happening, which is why we're always learning something new. It's almost like generational knowledge being passed down. A generation may have gained some sort of insight from whatever. It could have been a book. It could have been from being told something from someone else. But the deeper, what's the word I'm looking for, Father? The deeper aspect of that knowledge, it kind of grows through time. If you look at the generations that we give birth to, they come out more wise, and it's almost like the understanding that they gained, we didn't have before. These generations are picking up that wisdom from us. Information passes down through your DNA. Think of yourself like a giant computer hard drive, and it's stored inside of you. So as you give birth to other generations, past generations that come before come out with that information, and it's built on over time. So that being said, some sort of loss you're experiencing, it feels like a loss, but what it really is I'm hearing like the falling away. Something's falling away so something else can grow, but it's gonna feel hard. The South Tower talks about summer. This is where most of your challenges come in. This is where most of your struggles come in. It's almost like battle season. So during this time, you're up against some sort of turmoil where you feel lost, but it's all about walking by faith when you can't see, and trusting that what's being taken away is no longer for you, so that you can actually receive what is. And that's what you're going through at this moment. Now, your journey right now, I'm seeing you guys having some challenges. This is your card, Leo. This is literally Leo's energy here, fire. Your confidence might be feeling very low right now. Some of you guys might be feeling a lot of doubt. You might even be feeling fearful of what it is you're going through. That's something that you're going to have to face. Fear can come to kind of like push you to kind of make it through something. It forces you to discover your own self-courage, your own ability to be able to overcome hard obstacles. But if you let it, it can completely suppress yourself in a way that makes you crumble underneath the weight of what you're going through. So you have to be very careful about that, because it can't hurt you unless you allow it to. You are the one that's actually in control when it comes to governing your internal system and your response to certain situations. Keep in mind that everything that goes on around us, it's nothing new. It was here before. It will be here after. It's nothing new. And what it is you're experiencing, it may seem like something big around you happening. Some of you guys might be struggling with something going on with your house or finances. I'm hearing something about food. But don't let that overcome you, because it's only an illusion that's meant to set you back so that you don't hold on to the strength that you actually have, which is your ability to make anything possible if you actually put in the effort, and if you actually have faith inside of yourself and in spirit and providing for you. Now, your West Tower has healing. It's in reverse. So there's something that you guys need to focus on when it comes to your health. Some of you guys might be feeling like you're struggling when it comes to being able to recover from something here. something about your dreams too. Some of you guys might even feel like the things that you want out of life isn't coming to fruition. You have finding at the bottom of the deck, which talks about loss and passion. So I said that earlier, like some of you guys are feeling doubtful. This is giving unmotivated energy, but there's strength here. You just have to tap into it. I'm almost picturing somebody like needing to put on blindfolds so that they don't pay attention to the storm that's happening around them, and they just move by faith. You walk by faith, not by sight, if that makes sense. Let me pull out some messaging cards for you, and then we're gonna go on with the oracles. Believing is believing. It's in reverse. So I said this earlier. It's almost giving like someone's losing faith. Do you trust? You know, people say believe, but it's almost like they're only speaking the word. Like the word has power, but it's only if you actually have the essence of it inside of you. You can say to someone, I believe, I trust this, I trust that. While in your mind you're saying it, but in your heart you might be feeling doubt. That's sabotaging your own manifestations in a sense, because when you do something, you have to do it mind, body, and spirit, Holy Trinity. This is what we were actually meant to learn when scripture was talking about the way, walking the way and having complete faith, holistic faith, doing something holistically. So when you do something, say you're giving somebody a gift, you're giving them a gift with your hands. Your mind is telling you to give the gift, but deep down inside of you, you don't even want to give this person this gift. So now you got to ask yourself, is it really a gift? Did it really come from you? Was your spirit part of it? So there's something that you're doing, Leo, where it's almost like you're doing the mechanical work, but deep down, there's something inside of you that doesn't agree with it. You have to be holistically in agreement with what it is you're actually trying to put forward. Otherwise, you're kind of sabotaging it to begin with. And even if you're not in a place where you're ready to do something, there is a need for you to sit down and really analyze how you truly feel about a situation, and to actually walk by that and walk in that truth instead of trying to pretend to be something that you're not. Okay? Because that's almost like living in self-deception. You're lying to yourself, you're lying to other people, and ultimately you're lying to source. So let's keep going. Your call says calling. It's in reverse. I said that earlier, like some of you guys might be feeling like you're kind of missing out when it comes to what it is you're supposed to be doing in life. Maybe you feel like you're calling, like you feel like you missed the calling in some way. Like some of you guys might feel like you missed out when it came to being able to accomplish certain things. You also have meditation, practice, and listening. This comes out when there's a need for you to use your ears. Like I talk about this during my Bible study sessions. If you go back to listening, there's a playlist that says Bible study, and it's the power of a word. It's on my playlist page. Hey Johnny, go back and listen to that, because I talk about the power of prayer and meditation, and how over time it's almost like that wisdom got split in half when during the Crusades. Like the written word went to the east and the spiritual knowledge went to the west, and because the holistic information, like the whole body of the information, was split in half, it created a separation which caused a disconnect from the creator of all things, the source of all things, the Akashic records that he created, which has the infinite knowledge, which is him. So the written word was the right. So they started teaching it and preaching it, but not showing you how to mix it in your life in a way that actually helps you combine that knowledge with your actual living existence and what you experience in this world, so that you act on it on a spiritual way. And then the spiritual knowledge went to the west, where people started practicing spirituality and using spiritual gifts, but without almost like the ruler or the rule to go with it, or the right to go with it. they didn't know where to go to actually access that knowledge. So they went anywhere else to get it. So there's this thing right now where you need to spend some time in spirit, not just praying, because praying is when you speak to God. It's when you reach out to God. But you also have to practice listening to God. Sorry guys, I got disconnected for a little bit. My phone died. I didn't realize it was dying. But like I was saying, that's how you get these downloads, informations, these guidance. Like, you don't have to go to another person for this. Like, you have a direct connection, almost like a phone line, to Source himself. But it requires you to actually listen. Like, I'm hearing that song right now, be still and know that I am God. So something about you needing to spend some time silence, in a silent place, stilling your heart, stilling your mind, and opening yourself up so you can listen. Now you have healing me in reverse here. And this is the second time that I'm seeing this, Leo. Something about healing. There's some healing work that needs to be done. Something could be affecting your physical health as well, but it's stemming from your spiritual health. It's something about something affecting your spirit is what's causing you to feel sick on the outside. Like, it's not just a physical encounter. You have to do some internal work. Like, somebody needs to do some shadow work, examine their own hearts, their own minds, their own circumstances. I'm hearing reading the book of you. Somebody needs to reflect on themselves and their circumstances. And when I say reflect, I'm not just talking about like, oh my God, what have I done bad? Or no, there's some lessons, some things that you learned in your life. And this is stemming from your youth. But it's almost like you learned it on a subconscious level, but you didn't really pick it up consciously to be able to incorporate those lessons in your life, so that when you execute them, they create these changes that help you keep balance. And because of that, it's almost like these imbalances, whether you're aware of them or not, is what's causing some sort of illness. You also have setting healthy boundaries. So that could be something about it. Some of you guys might be over giving to other people, or giving too much of yourself energetically to a situation, a place, a person, or a thing. There's a need for you to pull back. Somebody needs to reflect or even look up what healthy boundaries is, so that you can understand what it is you need to do to protect yourself. Like, you can do things for other people, but if you're not in a place where you're capable of doing that, and for some reason I'm seeing a different card in my head and I don't even have the deck here. I can't remember it. Hold on. What was this card? Oh, the card was, how can you feed others when your own table is empty? So there's something about that you need to pay attention to. You also have stuck in a box. It's in reverse. So like I said, some of you guys need to break out of some sort of restrictive mindset that you have. Like, you might be living by some sort of constitution that has been outdated, some sort of law that has been outdated. And it's almost like you've put yourself in a mental box where you've constricted your ability to learn new things, new information that's coming in. There's always more to learn. Think about this for a second. Like, when Spirit teaches, like, he's the infinite knowledge of all things. This is what we call the Akashic records. We get the ability to tap into that because he teaches it to us when we open ourselves to it. But we only know a little bit of it. If we were to know all of it, I don't think any of us would be saying, quite frankly. But because it's so much. But we learn it in increments, almost like teaching a child. You don't teach a baby everything all at once. It's going to confuse them. So you teach them a little bit at a time, and as they grow, they learn more. As they grow, they learn more. As society grows, they learn more. As you grow spiritually, you learn more. There's always more to learn. So, but it requires you to stop being, like, limiting yourself to a certain mindset. Like, you think you've learned something, and that's the epitome of that knowledge, but there's something more that you have to learn, instead of restricting yourself to, hey, I learned this and that's all there is to it. But there's more to it. And if you stay in that place where you think that that's it, then you're not going to learn the rest of it. And that's how growth happens. So we're going to go on to the next one, which is accomplishment. I said that earlier with prosperity, your challenge, which is you feeling like you haven't accomplished something here. I also saw that with calling. feeling like you missed out on something. The missing piece of the puzzle I'm hearing is some sort of information. All right, so let's keep going. Leo, you have a Gemini here. Some of you guys might struggle with being able to listen to what it is you actually want out of your life. Like Gemini energy is almost like having like two parts of yourself, well, one part of yourself split in half, where you're constantly bickering and arguing with each other. It kind of makes it hard for you to make decisions. So, or you could even be dealing with a Gemini or have Gemini in your chart somewhere where you're constantly going back and forth, like, should I do this? No, you shouldn't do this. I should do this. You know, so there's a need for you to kind of ground yourself and really be able to determine what it is you want out of a situation, because like I said, you want to get something, you have to start here first. What is it that you desire in your heart space, in your spiritual space? Because once you figure that out, then your minds will be able to calculate how you're going to get that, and then your body puts into action how to actually execute it in this physical realm that you live in. You have drifting. Some of you guys might feel like you're drifting at this time, kind of going with the flow. That's not always a bad thing, guys. Like drifting is a space where you lack control over certain things. Like there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time to work and a time to rest. During your resting phase, that's when spirit is doing the most work. That's when he's moving. So you need to take a step back to allow him to work in your life. And when it's time for you to go, you energetically feel like, okay, I gotta go, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. But there's a time for you to rest right now. And I'm kind of hearing just go with the flow, let things play out, let things go the way that they're supposed to go, move with the ebb and flow of things. You also have holding on. Like I said, there's a need for you to let go. It's in reverse. You have learning and purging. I said that earlier, something about knowledge from your past experiences. There's a need for you to reflect because it's something that you need to release. Okay, and in doing so, you're going to be learning new things. Some of you guys might also be gaining new spiritual knowledge, new gifts in some way that's going to help you and others along the way. It says you can't have her. I created this card. Like all these cards were done through meditation. I went into meditation, and I do this quite often. I listen, like I'm telling you guys to do now. And as I was listening, I was getting a whole lot of downloaded words, and Spirit told me to write them down. So I did, and I created these cards. But when I did this one, I gained understanding for each card that I created. This one here is talking about when someone is protected, divinely protected, because they belong to God. And Spirit is saying that you can't have this person. That's mine. She's protected. He's protected. This is mine. So you might feel like you're being under some sort of attack in some way, or someone might be even trying to diminish your character or make you feel repressed in some way. Spirit is saying, no, that's mine. So you also have rocking the boat. It's in reverse. So I'm hearing calming waters, like some sort of storm that you're going in, clearing up at some point. You have farther. It's in reverse. So something could be closer than it seems. Bottom of the deck, you have, I want you to know that you are loved. I said that, like, it's given this energy where someone just doesn't feel like they're good enough. Like, you might feel like someone doesn't appreciate you enough. But this is an illusion. This is like a fear-driven illusion. If the enemy can convince you of these things, then it's essentially convincing you to destroy yourself, because he can't touch you. He really can't. Like, I hear all the time how people misuse their spiritual gifts, divinely given gifts that were meant to help and heal and guide others to source, in ways that they try to get personal gain out of it, like riches or controlling other people's lives and stuff like that. And in doing so, it's almost like very manipulative. They'll try and convince you that you're the worst person on earth, or you're not good enough in some way. But this is an illusion. This is a lie. Because you're here, you already know that you're worth something. You're worth something because you're here. You wouldn't be here unless you had a purpose. And the only way that the enemy can disrupt your ability to discover what that purpose is and be able to fulfill it is to convince you that you are nothing. And it only works if you allow yourself to believe it. It won't work otherwise. Like all that stuff, it does not work. Dark magic, dark witchcraft, whatever you want to call it, it does not work. It falls apart every time because it's rooted in something that is not solidified. If it's not connected to source, it won't work. It's built in something that is what's the word I'm looking for, Lord? Like it's like a person believing that they're the source of all things when they were just created by it. All right? So this is something that someone's trying to convince you of. Don't allow it to happen, because you can't destroy energy. Energy can only self-destruct itself, and you're part of source. His breath was inside of you. He breathed that inside of you, and with that comes the spiritual gifts that you have, which all of us have, but some of us know it and we don't even know it. And some don't even know it. Some use it for good, some use it for wickedness. It's how you use it. It's like when he spoke about the power of the tongue, and when he spoke about the power of swords. The tongue is like a sword, a double-edged sword. It can be used to cut something, to hurt it, or you can use it strategically to go within, to figure out how to fix something. And that's what I'm seeing for you. All right, so I'm going to use the other deck and see what we get. It's a very interesting reading for you guys, Leo. Look what... Do not drink poison. Don't do things you know are bad for you. Don't listen. Don't give in. I like that. Like, I feel like you already know, Leo, that something's not true. But some sort of idea is trying to take root inside of you. You need to fight against that. Go within and have faith. All right, I'll come get it for you. Give me 5 minutes. Okay? All right, so it says manage to be glad. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hold on. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. My son. All right, so you have the number 43 here, which talks about stability. And I feel like you guys have, like, the 4 also talks about building your house on solid ground. So some sort of idea that you have that you're working on, or some sort of platform that you're on, is going to help you grow. It's going to help you move forward. Like, a situation might seem like it's not working out, but it's almost like it's happening behind the scenes and you don't see it. Like, something could be happening and you might not even be aware of it. It's like you can't see what's going on behind the scenes, but Spirit is working on your behalf regarding something here. And although a situation might seem poor or uncomfortable, or it might even feel terrible, you need to remain optimistic, because your thoughts take root in your reality. If you start believing that something is terrible, then you're going to all you're going to do is start seeing terrible things. Your mind is very important, and you need to be able to control that. So shift your mindset, shift your perspective regarding something here. Let's see, Leo. Says you are rare and free. Can't make it up. Literally just told you that. Each one of you out there have a specific purpose of being here. You weren't just born just for borning's sake. That's not how it works. There's something that you're meant to do here. And part of your purpose in doing that is being able to learn. You can't accomplish a job unless you actually learn how to do it, learn the tools you need to do it. It's like going to work. Before you start doing the actual job, you go through a training phase. You experience this in your youth or your training phase. You experience this before today where your training phase. The challenges you faced before today were your training phase. Now is the time for you to use that knowledge, because you have something special inside of you that needs to come out. Let's see. You also have nature, flower energies, fairy energies, elemental message. I said that earlier. Like, I feel like Spirit's trying to talk to some of you guys out there, but you need to sit still to hear that message. There's a message for you guys, specifically for you guys, and it may not come from another person. I feel like this is a direct download. that's going to come directly to you, like some sort of knowledge that you need that's going to break through this fear that you're having, this anxiety that you're having about your circumstances. But you need to be silent and actually listen to him talk this time. So bottom of the deck, you have all must have prizes. I said this before, like some of you guys are giving too much of your energy out to other people, places, and things. Like you're trying to please too many people at once and leaving yourself empty. Okay, so I'm just going to read it. So it says trying to please everyone. You can't please everyone. That's not your job. It really isn't. The only thing you're meant to do is walk the way, and the rest is done. People that are going to come into your life will learn whether you're teaching them or not by the way you're living your life. So there's no need to go above and beyond to do extra unless Spirit guides you to do that. You need to take care of yourself. You can't bless others if you are ignoring you. You need to fill your cup so you have more to give, okay? So I'm going to pull from this deck. The Age of Light says you've been training for this your whole life. It's in reverse. I said that earlier with the Purpose card. Some of you guys feel like you miss your calling. This also says retreat and rest. Literally said that too. I'm just getting confirmations of everything that I said in your reading so far, Leo. You have trust and niggling feeling that you're having. This is about trusting your intuition, trusting that inner guidance. Some of you guys are ignoring it. Maybe you feel like you can't rely on it. Some of you guys might feel like you can't even trust yourself at this moment. But there's something, it's almost like you have an inner knowing about something, but you rather believe something else. Spirit is saying that you need to trust it because that's him trying to guide you right now. You also have Anna, grandmother of Jesus. This card says seeding the light, laying foundations of divine plan. It's in reverse. So by some of you guys ignoring that inner knowledge that you know, like you know something to be true for yourself, but it's almost like you don't want to believe it. Like you rather believe something else. It's almost like you're sabotaging the work that you're supposed to be doing. Some of you guys are meant to help others in a certain way. This could be sharing your experiences that you've gone through that could help someone else that might be going through it at this time get through it in a better way. But because you're suppressing that intuition that you have, it's almost blocking your ability to accomplish this. You have to be careful with that. You also have awakening. I said that earlier. It's almost giving this energy like whatever you're going through right now is going to help you see. I saw that inside of your North Tower when we saw Purpose. This card literally says energetic upgrades, a new way of being integrated. All right, and at the bottom of the deck we have birthing a new age. So, like I said earlier, like some of you guys are still holding on to the past. You're still allowing yourself to be stuck in some old constitutional mindset. Now, when I say constitution, this could be a belief that you had about a certain place, thing, or situation that you're not allowing yourself to really analyze and understand for yourself, instead of listening to others tell you what it is. Like, and that's blocking you from being able to truly see. All right, and I'm hearing to say spiritual sight. So I'm gonna leave that there for now, guys. I hope this helps. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys hit the like button and show some love to the channel. It's 100% free. And if you want a personal reading, guys, I don't charge my readings. I say this all the time. I do this as a hobby because I want to see you guys do better. I want to see you guys reach your goals, and I want to see you guys have a healthy connection with something that could really better your life. So with that being said, I don't charge for my readings. If you have questions, concerns, or you would like a personal reading, just email me. I'll be happy to give you one, okay? All right, I love you guys. Bye.